Well, Stacey, I know you had something you wanted to talk about. What's on your mind?
Yeah, just lately I've been really thinking about our home and where we live and just the whole situation and finances and everything. But we really live in a big house, and it's kind of come to my mind that we need to possibly think about downsizing and moving to a smaller house, and that way we don't have such a huge mortgage, and there's just a lot of problems that seem to, it's a blessing, but there's a lot of problems that come along with.
Tell me about your family. How big is your family?
We have 4. I have 2 little boys.
Mm-hmm.
They're aged 2 and 4. And then my husband, he's from Mexico, and he has several family members that come and stay with us quite frequently. So we do always get a lot of use out of the guest room and things like that. And I teach the boys homeschool this year. We started that. So we're using, the playroom as a classroom. So we are using it all. I don't know, there's been some kind of burden on my heart that we don't need that much, or that I feel like I should be, giving it away somehow, and just...
What would be the most beneficial takeaway from our conversation today?
Just peace of mind. I just feel like I'm on the fence, and I don't want to have to think about it, worry about it. I've prayed about it, but it just, it just helps to talk to someone face to face and get a concrete...
Well, you said that you've prayed about it. Where do you feel God's leading you?
Well, I don't know. It's really hard. Part of my heart says, we have so much and we need to give back to Him, and we don't need all this. And then part of me says, we might be, using it for the kingdom and welcome people in and use it in that way, and I might even... my family might get bigger. Who knows what might happen in the future? But I just...
What does your husband say?
My husband, he's kind of in my ear saying we need to downsize. So it's kind of a me against him, I guess, right now. I'm more for staying, and the memories, and with the house we've grown up there with the boys, and so.
What are your biggest reasons for wanting to stay?
Just the sentimental, we have made so many memories there. I like having space and storage for everything. We can do a lot we have a lot of land, and we can do a lot with homeschool and just being outdoors and stuff there. Okay, you're gonna make me want to stay now. Stop. So there's a lot of benefits, and everybody that comes over. We just hosted a life group last week there for our leaders just had a baby, so we've been kind of rotating out. So it was a huge group, and that was really beneficial that we had room for everyone.
Is that the only thing that's keeping you, that makes you want to stay? Is there anything else?
It's peaceful and quiet, kind of in the country. I really don't like the small neighborhood hustle and bustle, noise and stuff. So
let's think about the other side of the issue and taking it from your husband's perspective of downsizing. Can you think of some positives? I feel like it's more Christ-like almost, like just humble, and we don't need so much stuff, it's not about the stuff, it's about the only one thing we need, which is God, and we could be happy in a shack as long as we're all together and we're worshiping God, and I don't want it to be about the stuff, and I'm so tended to go towards, that, the shopping and addiction and that kind of stuff. Like, I want to make sure that my heart and my mind is in the right way. So I know that would put us in a place where we had to make changes that way and be more tight on our budget and just more mindful of, where the expense goes. So, are there any other option, just other opportunities of looking at it from that side of
that point of view? Well, the cleaning would be much easier. That would, probably cut my cleaning day in half at least.
What has the conversation looked like between you and your husband when you talk about downsizing? And
well, he comes from a very poor family. He slept on concrete floors, and their family had eight
he had 8 brothers and sisters, so they were all totally happy just with, you know, one toy at Christmas. So to go from that, now he has his own construction company. He just feels like God is just blessing him too much, and he doesn't know what to do with it all. And so yeah, he's got the he almost feels guilty, you know, about having so much, but he's always very, very quick to say, you know, how to give the honor to God, and then I'm the practical one that's like, well, we need this, and we need this room for this, and this for this, and so that's just kind of where the scales tip right there.
What do you think would move you over to either completely siding? You've given some great, you know, positives for staying and some, you know, positives for moving. What would it be that would move you to?
I guess if I could just know in my heart of hearts that we would be okay with, you know, smaller, with little, and that it would work, and that, you know, it wouldn't cause strife or problems or regret later on, you know, that I might think, oh, why did we do this? See, you know, I don't want to be like, point the finger, see, I was right, that kind of thing. I just want there to be peace in my home. So
do you think if you were to downsize, you wouldn't have a peace about?
I want to think that. I just don't know realistically if I would. Because just things tend to accumulate, and I guess maybe first I need to take care of that issue with finances and what, you know, needs versus wants and that kind of thing before we can maybe think about that.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're on the fence. You want to downsize. It's something your husband wants, and just being obedient and not having life be about this stuff. But yet you love the space and having space for family and your kids. Can you think of options or things as you downsize, but still having those things that you like in the bigger house, but just in a smaller, more cost-efficient place? Can you picture a scenario?
I can. I mean, I think it would just take more discipline on my part, probably an organization, and just really having a place for everything, and not, you know, just getting stuff just to stuff it in a closet or whatever, you know, just because there's room. But yeah, we would have to be more mindful of purchases, and I could see it being good. It's just kind of scary to think about now.
When you think about it, what's your time frame? Like, if, you know, when your husband talks about it?
We've lived in the house that we built right now for 5 years, and so we kind of had a 5-year plan, so that's almost, you know, expired. I don't know. I think the next house I live in, I just want to be there forever and not worry about it, kind of thing, you know. And you know, if the kids do grow up and go off to college, then it's not just so big and so much for us to deal with, or you know, so empty. So probably at least 10, 20 more years, you know, and then even then on and on. But he's a builder, so he kind of likes to, you know, just always build his own house, and then build, you know, if that one's not good enough, we'll do another one.
Oh, that's nice. Well, as you've processed and kind of thought through, what do you think would be a next step for you as you continue to decide what would be best for your family?
Well, I guess I need to sit down and talk to my husband again. Really kind of like this, just share what I've been thinking and feeling. And we have talked some, but just kind of here and there, passing. Maybe just kind of put it in writing, maybe some kind of plan of action, pros and cons, or something like that would get us, and pray about it, of course. I should have said that first. And if all else fails, pray, like Fred says. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that just seems like a reachable goal.
Definitely. Well, how about, you know, I follow up with you and just make sure that, you know, you've had the conversation and just kind of keep it going. Was this beneficial, this conversation to you?
Yes.
Kind of helping you think through.
Thank you, because sometimes my thoughts are kind of all just cluttered and disorganized, and now I feel like I have a plan of action. So thank you very much for your help.
I enjoyed talking to Stacey. I think one of the most beneficial things, or part of the conversation, was, really asking her to look at it from her husband's point of view, knowing that downsizing is something that he wants to do, and something she wants to do, but she's really clinging to a few of the perks of having a bigger house. So I hope it was, helpful to her to kind of consider both sides of it.
I really enjoyed talking to Kayla. When I first came in, I was kind of on the fence about a decision about, whether to keep my nice, big, beautiful home or downsize. She just kind of helped me really clarify and put my thoughts into order. Just helped me kind of feel a little more at peace about my decision. And so I'm gonna go home and talk to my husband now.